Good evening, and welcome to Red's Classic Theater. We don't know if all dogs go to heaven, but these special canines will soon be acting as real-life guardian angels, thanks to the Pacific Assistance Dog Society. Hi, everybody. I'm Red Robinson. PADS trains dogs to work with people living with disabilities other than blindness. We'll have more on this story in our next segment. Now, maybe one of these guys here can help sniff out the whodunit in our movie tonight. The 1958 British spy drama, The Accursed, featuring Christopher Lee. Lee had just scored a huge hit playing the monster in The Curse of Frankenstein and the Count in The Horror of Dracula. But instead of another starring role, he took a supporting part in tonight's movie. We'll tell you why later on, and we'll tell you about Lee's famous relative who helped his career and also got him great tea times at the golf course. Now Act 1 of The Accursed. This week on Red's Classic Theater, we're visiting the Pacific Assistance Dog Society in Burnaby. The society teaches dogs to work with people living with disabilities other than blindness.
Well, PADS, we train three types of dogs. Service dogs are placed with individuals with physical disabilities. They'll do things like retrieves, open and close doors for people, turn lights on and off, that sort of thing. Hearing dogs will alert their recipients to sounds in the home, telephones, smoke alarms, that sort of thing. And we also train social dogs or therapy dogs, which will be placed with caregivers, and the dogs will go to the long-term care facilities where they'll visit with the residents.
More from the Pacific Assistance Dog Society when Red's Classic Theater returns in a moment. If you'd like to support the work being done here at PADS, there are several ways you can help. You can become a puppy raiser, you can work in the kennel, or you can help with a fundraising event. Of course, financial contributions are always welcome. Now, if you'd like to know more about PADS, call TV 12 tomorrow morning. We'll give you a phone number. Now let's return to The Accursed. We're featuring The Accursed this week on Red's Classic Theater. You might wonder why, in 1958, with two hit movies under his belt, Christopher Lee accepted such a small role in tonight's movie. The fact is, Lee was worried about being typecast, so he took different parts, like that of the Jewish doctor in The Accursed, to broaden his range as an actor. It wasn't until 1965 that Christopher Lee reprised his Dracula role in Dracula, Prince of Darkness. And perhaps to his dismay, from that film on, Christopher Lee was a mainstay in the horror film genre. Now back to The Accursed. The Accursed is our feature movie this week on Red's Classic Theater. Christopher Lee's distant cousin and frequent golfing buddy was Ian Fleming, the creator of James Bond. Fleming had wanted his cousin to play the title role in Dr. No, but that was not to be. As all Bond fans know, Christopher Lee eventually got to star in a Bond movie, The Man with the Golden Gun, opposite Roger Moore. And at 76 years of age, Christopher Lee is going strong. He has a new movie coming out in April called Talos the Mummy, and he's just released a CD titled Christopher Lee Sings, Devils, Rogues, and Other Villains. Next Sunday night on Red's Classic Theater, Frank Sinatra is a New York cop on the trail of a psychotic killer in the 1980 crime drama, The First Deadly Sin. That's next week on Red's Classic Theater. And that's our show for this week. Hope you enjoyed The Accursed. We'd like to thank everyone at the Pacific Assistance Dog Society for hosting our show this week. If you'd like to know more about PADS, call TV 12 tomorrow morning and we'll put you in touch. Speaking of tomorrow morning, I'll see you on 650 CR with the Wake Up Club, and next week here on Red's Classic Theater. From Burnaby, thanks for being with us, and good night, everybody. The Accursed on Red's Classic Theater will continue. Red's Classic Theater from the Pacific Assistance Dog Society will continue. Red's Classic Theater from the Pacific Assistance Dog Society will continue. This week on Red's Classic Theater, we'll show you how these dogs are getting a new leash on life, all because of the special training they received at the Pacific Assistance Dog Society. Christopher Lee is featured in the 1958 British whodunit, The Accursed. We'll tell you why Lee accepted such a small part and find out about the famous relative who helped him land a starring role in a later film. I'm Red Robinson. Join me, won't you?
Sunday night at 9 on TV 12.
This week on Red's Classic Theater, we'll show you how these dogs are getting a new leash on life, all because of the special training they received at the Pacific Assistance Dog Society. Christopher Lee is featured in the 1958 British whodunit, The Accursed. We'll tell you why Lee accepted such a small part and find out about the famous relative who helped him land a starring role in a later film. I'm Red Robinson. Join me, won't you?
Tonight at 9 on TV 12.
This week on Red's Classic Theater, someone is killing off former members of a British military unit in The Accursed. Sunday night at 9 here on TV 12. Tonight on Red's Classic Theater, someone is killing off former members of a British military unit in The Accursed. Tonight at 9 here on TV 12. The Accursed on Red's Classic Theater, Sunday night at 9. The Accursed on Red's Classic Theater tonight at 9.